Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie, and I am the groom's sister. I'd like us all to take a moment to share in a toast to Drew and Julia. When Drew was away at college, he'd call about once a month to say hi, and I'll never forget the call where I learned about Julia. It was 8:30 on a Saturday night, and when I saw his caller ID pop up, I thought it's kind of an odd time for a college kid. He rambled on and on and on about this amazing, beautiful, kind, sweet girl, and I could tell he was smitten. After the dinner, though, Julia got a call from her roommate who needed her to come back to the dorm. She had to cut the date short. I told Drew that was a pretty common escape the date tactic, and he probably wouldn't be hearing from her again. And my baby brother says she's not that kind of person. She's so special. So, okay, I'm not trying to break his heart. Drew, it's about a month before I hear from Drew again, and I, kind of ask smugly, so how are things going with Julia? And Drew says, great, we're in the same study group. I replied back, wow, things are getting serious. When's the wedding? Fast forward 7 years later, and I guess I have my answer. Julia and Drew are a beautiful testament to the rewards of love when the work is put in. I've seen them motivate each other, trust in each other, and appreciate each other's families as their own. These college sweethearts fell in love while they were still trying to finalize their major. As a young man, Drew always seemed a little bit more sophisticated than the rest of his siblings. He focused on the big picture and thought about consequences before making actions. This forward thinking would sometimes intimidate him, but when Julia came along, she brought out this go-getter kind of person in him. She motivated him to live out his dreams. And when Drew was in his senior year, he and Julia actually organized a big student diversity week. Drew received an award from the National Diversity Council for that project. And in his acceptance speech, he thanked Julia for giving him the drive to continue raising the bar for himself. When two people can motivate each other and bring out one another's best, the sky's the limit. And that's why I believe Julia and Drew, what they have, it's rare and precious. Trust is powerful in any relationship. Being a team is the core of what Julia and Drew are. They've always worked together, always confided in each other, and shown each other trust. They assume goodwill and intent of others. They respect those values in one another. Drew and Julia respect their families' cultural differences. They embrace those differences and celebrate their diversity. They accept each other's families for who they are. And I think my brother was right on that first phone call when he told me about Julia. She is different. She is so special. She is someone that has brightened all of our lives here by being in it. We are so excited to welcome Julia to the family and her wonderful parents into the Miller family. Julia, the new sister. Drew has chosen a lovely young lady with a kind heart. Already somebody I love spending time with and call a friend, and we welcome you with open arms. It's their values of love, trust, and family that bring us here today. Drew and Julia's love story is not one like Nicholas Sparks' The Notebook or the classic Gone with the Wind. No, these two have always been the pair to beat to their own drum. They create their own path. They write their own stories. And it's that uniqueness you share that will let the two of you dictate how the rest of your story goes. The only limits you have are the limits of love. And as they say, love is limitless. So I'd like us all to raise a glass to the bride and groom. Julia and Drew, we celebrate today, the day you join in union. May your love be limitless.